thing that I've learned is probably to listen more, listen twice as much as you speak. The customer wants to hear about what you can offer them. They need to hear a certain amount about you, but what they really need to hear is what you're going to do for them. How are you going to achieve their goals?
There is always more for you to learn throughout the rest of your life. I mean, there's new ways of doing things that you may think you know it all, but you don't. So invest in your education.
There's three prices in this market. There's what it's probably worth, there's what it should be worth, and there's what the buyer's going to pay. The only price that I'm going to deal with is reality. The price at which the buyer is going to pay, that's the price your property's worth. I don't get into a whole argument about what I think it's worth. I get into a process and what I'm going to do once I get my hands on the buyer.
When it's right at the pointy end of the negotiations and buyers are looking at, they know they're in competition, if you use, what's your walkaway price, it is incredible the response that you can get, in the sense that they suddenly think about how it's going to feel if they lose that house that they really want, that house they've already placed their family and children in, and it becomes emotional for them, and therefore they tend to give you the price that is their best price.
Real estate is a winner-takes-all industry. So you only have to get good enough to beat the other guy by a nose, and you get everything and he gets nothing. And so that's the whole point about knowing who you are. You've got to study your competitors, you've got to know yourself, you've got to work on your weaknesses, and you've got to stick a wedge in between the competitor's weakness and open that up, and that's where you've got to go.
Don't surround yourself with negative people. They're a waste of time. Just too many people just involved in the market's this, the market's that, and they blame all their misfortunes on everybody else except themselves. So don't do that. Just if people want to catch up and have a chat about how bad things are, I usually just leave the room.
I've done a SWOT analysis on every single agency and every single sales rep. So I know what they're good at, what they're not good at. What they're not good at, that's my opportunity. What I need to work on, that's what I need to work on. And so I try to position myself as a specific niche, if you like, and I can talk to the owner about what it is that I can do that the other guy doesn't do quite as well. And everyone in this room can say the same thing. Everyone in this room can do what you do better than anyone, right? But you've just got to make sure that the person that you're selling it to, right, that what you can do is of value to them. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't smell right, if it's not right, we don't want to know about it. At the end, your reputation's intact. You can go down the shop. If buyer and seller and agent all bump into each other at the local good grocer, it doesn't matter. I don't have to go missing in action. I don't have to hide. I don't have to tiptoe around. I have the buyer and seller at the final inspection, and if there's anything that's not understood, we can get it all out in the open at that final meeting before it settles. And you know what? Since I've done that for 5 years, we never, ever, ever have settlements go funny. We never have ill will after settlement. It's all about thinking of ways to keep the whole thing clean and good for all parties.